Hi, this is Mark Neese with Synclab Media. Welcome to today's episode of the VX Factor Live. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the VX Factor Live. Very happy to have Jason Bowers with us today from the venturex Campbell Center. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Mark. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, for the benefit of our viewers, why don't you just give us a little bit about your background? I know that you're a local guy, so tell us a little bit about yourself to start with.
Yeah, born and raised in Arlington, Texas. Spent my college days in Colorado. Served in the Air Force for 9 years.
Awesome.
On the West Coast, and my wife and I decided to move back to Dallas back in the late '90s to get back to home and family, and we've been in the Dallas area since '98, and have really enjoyed coming back home.
Awesome. Well, I know that you're venturing into kind of a new arena, opening a venturex location. What have you done previously, kind of most recently in your business career to kind of prepare you for this new adventure?
Well, I'm not sure anything really could have prepared me for this venture, but my professional career has been primarily in telecom.
Okay.
So I've been in sales for the past 15 years, and I think what really kind of drove me to explore not just venturex in particular, but just being an entrepreneur and opening up a franchise was wanting to do something. My wife and I both wanting to do something both with our investment portfolio as well as our time to kind of sink something into something that we could really, as opposed to just putting into the stock market, something that we could put some sweat and some sweat equity into that. And about a year and a half ago, I went to a franchise convention in downtown Dallas and started to explore opportunities. And what was interesting is that coupled with what was going on in my work life, which was being displaced from an office, working from home, and really wanting to find a good place to office that I could get some of that social interaction, it all kind of fell into place when I saw the venturex booth and started to look into that. So that set me down a path of about a year of finding the right location and getting things opened up.
So what I'm interested in knowing, and maybe some viewers are interested in knowing too, the kind of your decision process from just opening a business and starting from scratch maybe, as opposed to going the franchise route. So what was some of your thought processes there?
Well, I think one of the main things in particular with this business as it pertains to needing to secure office space, what I found out really quickly is that in order to secure enough office space to make it a viable business case, you have to convince the landlords that you're viable for this. And I think in addition to what we put into it, having the backing of venturex and the parent company UFG really gave us instant credibility, because as venturex at the time was starting to really grow, and knowing that UFG is a very large franchise corporation, it gave us instant credibility going in there and saying, yeah, while I'm new to the business, we're not new to the franchise business as a team. So that really helped to secure that. And then obviously the support that a franchise company provides, in terms of just all the small things that you may not consider early on, that's helped greatly. And then the venturex community, the place that we're in right now with Nadeem and the 6 or 7 other venturex locations here in Dallas, we're a pretty tight-knit community. We talk on a regular basis. So having that shared experience to work with other folks that have already kind of been several months ahead of where I'm at really helped. So that's great.
Yeah. So we came and visited you last week and kind of toured your location at Campbell Center. One of the interesting things, I think, particularly maybe viewers that are new to the Dallas area, there's some unique history in that particular building, and particularly the 2 floors that you're on, 19th and 20th floor up there on that tower. It was the Dallas show, TV show, by the way.
Right.
So that's kind of unique. My partner Scott, my business partner Scott, and I have been around for a while, so we actually remember that.
Yeah, I do too. It's
Right.
one of the opening scenes. That's the flyby of the gold towers, and
Yeah.
I'd say that as far as iconic buildings in Dallas, there are a few of them, and I would put Campbell Center in there as well.
Yeah.
Because for many years, those buildings kind of stood apart, and we couldn't be more pleased with both being a part of an iconic building, but also being in a location that I think is really conducive to the current layout of Dallas. I mean, a lot of people find it sometimes challenging to go all the way to downtown, and are trying to look for that happy medium between being in the center of Dallas and then also in the northern parts of the DFW area.
So one of the things that was, I think, impressive about the space that you have there and what you're doing with it is it's a completely kind of unique space there. I mean, really high ceilings, the walk-in and everything. Plus, you got that great event space that you're putting together. So, have there been some unique challenges or things, or what do you see as some of the unique even opportunities of that particular space that you're in there?
Yeah, so when we first toured that, so the two floors that we're on were a previous executive headquarters location, and what was unique about it was there's a private stairwell and a private elevator, which make it really conducive to a collaborative workspace from the standpoint of you've got your reception area, and then everything kind of funnels upstairs. So as far as the upstairs goes, with the private offices, it makes it that much more private from the standpoint of you don't have multiple locations coming in and out of the space, and it gives it a unique flavor in that we've got effectively a 3-story view, because the top floor is an 18-foot ceiling versus the standard 10-foot ceiling that we have on the 19th floor. So we have great views. We have, like you said, we have the event space, which is a 1,200 square foot location that will be able to do meetings, training, any sort of even if we were going to do major presentations or webcasts, we can do it from that. And what we're seeing is that there's a big draw for destination locations to do that sort of thing, and it's a new addition that we've kind of brought up in terms of the venturex locations maybe starting to look more for event spaces, because when you think about it, Mark, having an event space that draws additional people coming into the space that may not have otherwise, it's a marketing opportunity for yourself, as well as an opportunity for the members.
Sure. So we're going to continue this conversation on the flip side of a short break here, but I want to get more into the unique opportunity that venturex has provided you, but also just the benefits for entrepreneurs and business owners to kind of be in the shared workspace environment. So we'll continue that conversation after a short break. First, we want to make sure we recognize our artist of the week. One of the things we do each week on the show is recognize a local artist. So you see the painting behind me. That's by CJ Cowden. And the name of the painting is Stratosphere. And so we're very lucky to have David Call Designs. He's curated art in this entire venturex location here, but also for our studio. So we want to make sure that we recognize him and CJ Cowden. And you're going to hear more about a special event we have coming up this week when we go to commercial break, and we'll see you when we get back on the VX Factor Live. Hey there, this is Mark Neese with Synclab Media. We've been really fortunate to collaborate with David Call from David Call Designs, and he has curated some really great artwork from 3 local artists here at venturex Dallas by the Galleria. And in celebration of that, we are hosting, along with venturex Dallas by the Galleria and David Call Designs, a great event coming up this next Thursday, July 18th, Trifecta, Art to the Third Power. So we hope to see you here at venturex Dallas by the Galleria this next Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m., where you can meet all 3 of the local artists, socialize, network, eat, and drink. The link to the free ticket on Eventbrite is right below in the comments on this post. So we look forward to seeing you then. Stop by, tour the venturex Dallas by the Galleria location, view some great local art, meet some local artists, and have a great time. We'll see you then. And welcome back to the VX Factor Live. Again, we're here with Jason Bowers today from venturex Campbell Center. And we were just talking a little bit about your new location that you're opening. Like, when is your target kind of open date? I know that you're already taking reservations for spaces, but when is going to be kind of your target open date and then target grand opening?
Yeah, so our target soft opening is the 1st of August.
Okay.
And then we're looking to do our grand opening the second week of September.
Okay.
Kind of want to finish off the rest of summer, everybody get back and settled, and then we'll have a wonderful grand opening.
So you started to talk about it a little bit earlier about kind of, you know, why you chose venturex as a franchise. And I know that they're expanding particularly in this market, but also a lot of other markets. And the whole shared workspace kind of industry is really exploding here in Dallas. So what do you see from the aspect of venturex in particular as some of their unique advantages in a kind of what's becoming kind of a crowded market?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the exciting thing about this business is it really has taken off. I mean, it's, the collaborative workspace is not a new concept. It's been around for a few decades, but it really has started to really mold the whole commercial real estate business. Even when we talk to brokers, it's still a relatively new concept to them. But as many would attest, that it provides so many opportunities for businesses and individuals who need the flexibility without having the upfront burden of a significant lease. And it provides a great opportunity for a huge wide spectrum of different places to go and support your business. I mean, there's a large number of companies competing for the collaborative workspace, but all that does is provide that many more choices for people that are looking for this sort of place to call home for their business. Mm-hmm. So as venturex, falls kind of within that spectrum. I think we kind of fall in that middle ground in terms of you have all the key elements of the collaborative workspace. All the shared components. The kitchen, the coffee, the shared conferences rooms, and the benefits that go along with having companies together in a work environment, because they feed off each other. There's a lot more socialization in that respect. And then you have the benefit too of, when it's time to get back to your office and you need the quiet solitude, we ensure that our members have that as well. So I think venturex is, in particular, set up a great happy medium in terms of when you need your quiet time to do your work, you've got it. When you need to have your social time, you can do that too.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's one of the unique things about how you're setting up your space, particularly with the dedicated meeting area for larger meetings. One of the things that we've seen, we've been kind of immersed in the shared collaborative workspace for going on 6 years now, and trying to help different people, kind of market that concept and their unique qualities and differentiators within that market. And a lot of times you go to some of these places and it's like, you've got everybody standing around the keg at 2:00 in the afternoon in shorts and t-shirts.
Right.
It's kind of a frat house, kind of environment almost. And it's one of the things that we've appreciated about being here at the Dallas by the Galleria location is, people like to have fun and they like to socialize, but then, there's a little bit more of kind of a professional, vibe,
Right.
And that's something that we've really appreciated. But I think particularly with that meeting space that you're going to have there, it kind of isolates a lot of those activities, so there's not a lot of noise spilling over and and disruption to the people that are there to get after it and get something done.
Yeah, absolutely. And we took that into account when we did the layout in such a way that we have our standard kind of kitchen shared open space on the 19th floor with the event space above it, and it's kind of sequestered over in the corner away from the major, the other conference rooms and the offices in such a way that in that setup you can have those events separately and it's non-disruptive. And then even, and because we intend to have a significant number of events, both during work hours and after hours. So it gives us that added flexibility that if we are having events during standard business hours, there's not going to be any disruption to the folks that are trying to get work done during the day.
Mm-hmm. So what are, if you could share maybe a couple of other just maybe unique differentiators for you in that particular space? I mean, it looks like it's shaping up to kind of be almost like can't come up with the word now, actually, like a showcase kind of space for venturex.
Yeah, it's I think what we've done is we did this early on in the process. We approached venturex and UFG with the notion of we really wanted to take a unique property and make it something unique while still retaining the venturex brand in such a way that kind of plant the seeds for stratification of the brand, because venturex is expanding not only in the U.S. but in other countries, and in the next couple of years there's going to be venturexes all over the world, and for each location, for each city, for each country, there's obviously those unique traits that I think could carry in. And so what we wanted to do was to establish that at Campbell Center, and we were given the flexibility to do that. And we're going to have certainly the venturex brand will be prominent, but there will be some unique aspects of it that have never been seen in the venturex before. And hopefully a lot of these pieces will start to kind of make their way as venturex expands going forward.
Yeah.
So growth is good. I mean, the hotel industry does it as well. You have the same engine underneath, but you have a different look and feel to different locations.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to seeing the final version of it. I mean, I could already tell when we were there the other day, the way things were kind of shaping up and everything, and I know you've got a lot more work to do, and so we appreciate you taking the time out, to come by and talk to us today, because we know it's a frantic process sometimes. But
we appreciate it, Mark. I appreciate the airtime, and we are looking forward to getting open and growing the business.
Okay, so if people want to get a hold of you for a tour, to come by to check out the space, or to inquire about what spaces that you have available, how can they do that?
Yeah, you can just go on venturex.com and look up Dallas Campbell Center, and there's a link to book a tour, and that'll go right directly to myself or our community manager, and we'll give you a call back immediately and get you set up.
Okay. And we do want to reference the event that's coming up later on this week, actually 2 days from now. So let's hear a message about our special art reception event coming up, Trifecta. Hey there, this is Mark Neese with Synclab Media. You know, we've been really fortunate to collaborate with David Call from David Call Designs, and he has curated some really great artwork from 3 local artists here at venturex Dallas by the Galleria. And in celebration of that, we are hosting, along with venturex Dallas by the Galleria and David Call Designs, a great event coming up this next Thursday, July 18th, Trifecta, Art to the Third Power. So we hope to see you here at venturex Dallas by the Galleria this next Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m., where you can meet all 3 of the local artists, socialize, network, eat, and drink. The link to the free ticket on Eventbrite is right below in the comments on this post. So we look forward to seeing you then. Stop by, tour the venturex Dallas by the Galleria location, view some great local art, meet some local artists, and have a great time. We'll see you then. And just one more thing before we wrap up today. If you've enjoyed watching this video podcast show, Synclab Media, we do have options for you to have your own show, or if you know somebody that's a subject matter expert that wants to build trust and authority in their brand, have them give us a call. We have video podcast subscriptions available. We're happy to talk to you. Just get in touch with us either directly via LinkedIn, our website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media you're on. We're there also, so just get in touch with us. We're happy to talk to you about that. Until next time, again, thank you, Jason, for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on the VX Factor Live.